Hello friends, welcome to Biology Extrema, where we teach biology from the basics to the extreme. Myself Keshav Bansal, and today we are going to study about cis and trans isomerism in fatty acids. Okay. So before discussing the isomerism in fatty acids, we need to have a brief idea about what fatty acids are and how they are linked to lipids. We have discussed all these topics in detail in separate videos. You can check out the playlist. Okay, and before continuing the topic, I want to inform you that this channel Biology Extrema contains the videos in both English Hindi language and English language. Okay, so if you want to see videos in English language, there's a special playlist dedicated to it, which is called Life Sciences in English. Okay, only that playlist contain videos that are specifically in English language. Okay, so you can check it out for more videos. So now continue to topic. So we're talking about fatty acids first. Okay, so what are fatty acids? Okay, first before studying the fatty acids, we need to understand what are lipids. So lipids are heterogeneous group of compounds. Okay, these are heterogeneous group of compounds, means they are not made up of same subunits like amino acids. Like proteins are made up of same subunits amino acids, and polysaccharides, or we can say carbohydrates, are made up of saccharide units. Okay, nucleic acids are made up of polynucleotides. But lipids, in the case of lipids, these are a heterogeneous group of compounds. Means now we will study that the subunits from which lipids are made, they are not similar. Okay, if we talk about lipids can be simple lipids or they can be complex lipids. Okay, first we need to understand what are simple lipids. Simple lipids are fatty acids. Simple lipids are fatty acids plus alcohol. Okay, so we can say simple lipids are esters of fatty acid and alcohol. If we join fatty acid with alcohol, it becomes ester. So these are esters of fatty acid and alcohol. The alcohol can be any glycerol or sphingosine. Okay, we don't need to go that deeper in this topic. So now we know that fatty acids are simple lipids. Okay, this much is clear. What are about complex lipids? In complex lipids, we need to add additional groups to simple lipids. Like we can add proteins, we can add carbohydrates, we can add lipids, we can add phosphoric acid. Okay, so we can add additional groups, then the simple lipid will become complex lipid. So even in complex lipid, the fatty acid component will be same. Okay, so now we know that fatty acids are simplest form of lipids, and they are constituents in complex lipids. Okay, now if we talk, we know what fatty acids are now. Okay, but what about their chemical structure? So we need to talk about it. So if we talk about the chemical structure, they consist of hydrocarbon chain, which is attached to a carboxylic acid group. Okay, so we can draw it simply like this. This is a fatty acid. So these CS2 are methylene and CS3 is methyl group. Okay, so if we talk about this structure, this is a saturated fatty acids. Okay, because all the components in the hydrocarbon chain, this is the hydrocarbon chain and this is the carboxylic acid group. Okay, this is polar part and this is non-polar part. Okay, so if we talk about hydrocarbon chain specifically, if there are single bond in the hydrocarbon chain, then the fatty acid is saturated. But if there are double bonds in the hydrocarbon chain, then it becomes unsaturated fatty acids. Okay, unsaturated fatty acids. Now unsaturated fatty acids can be monounsaturated fatty acids. If there is only one single bond, we can call them MUFA. Okay, monounsaturated fatty acids. Or if there the double bonds are more than one, okay, then we can call them polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is PUFA. Okay, so we have now why we need to study all this stuff. Our main topic is isomerism in fatty acids, because these unsaturated fatty acids can be of two types. They can be in cis isomers, they can be in cis form, or they can be in trans form. Okay, the unsaturated fatty acids can be cis type or trans type. Based on what? Based on the position of similar groups. Okay, we will just see in a moment. Wait a bit. like in this case. Okay, this is a double bond. This is a double bond in a fatty acid. And now if similar group is on the same side, then it's called cis fatty acid. And if similar group are on the opposite side, then it is called trans fatty acids. Okay, it's simple as that. Okay, so unsaturated fatty acids can be cis type, in which similar groups are on the same side. They can be trans, similar groups on the opposite side. Okay, so which type of these fatty acids occurs naturally? So cis type of fatty acids occurs naturally, means they are found in biological systems. Okay, so there must be a reason why they are found in biological systems. So what happens if we take as example of biological membranes? Cis isomers are present in them. Okay, we know that biological membrane consists of most of the fatty acids, which are called phospholipids. Okay, so and biological membranes are selectively permeable membrane, which allows selected substances to pass through it. Okay, so that selectively permeability, that fluidity of biological membranes is due to cis type of fatty acids. Okay, why is that? Because cis fatty acids have a low melting point. Okay, cis fatty acids have low melting point, while trans fatty acids have higher melting point. So what happens in the physiological pH? Cis fatty type of fatty acids remain fluid in nature. Okay, they don't become rigid because they have a low melting point. They can be fluid in that temperature range, while trans type of fatty acids have higher melting point. Okay, they will get freeze or they will get rigid in the physiological temperature zone. So this is the reason that cis type of fatty acids, because they have a low melting point, they are present in biological membranes, so that biological membranes can be fluid in nature. Okay, so the system does not become rigid. If the system becomes rigid, it will cease to perform its function. Okay, so we know that cis types of fatty acids are present in natural biological systems like membranes. So where trans fatty acids are present, they can be found in dairy products. Okay, they can be found in fast foods, they can be in partially hydrogenated oil. Okay, and if you consume too much trans fatty acids like in fast food, then there's a increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Okay, so you must be cautious about that. So this is it. This is a very simple and small topic which is called isomerism fatty acids. I hope you get the concept. If you enjoyed the video, if you understand the video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe our channel, and happy learning. Thank you from Biology Extrema. See you next time.